Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're super excited to have you here today. Black Friday is just around the corner and you know what that means. Deals, deals, deals. It's the perfect time to snag those tech upgrades you've been dreaming about. Specifically, juicy deals on the graphics cards you've been eyeing for months. Whether you're looking for a budget-friendly option or a top-of-the-line powerhouse, there's something for everyone. Whether you're a seasoned gamer with a rig that could melt steel beams or a newbie just dipping your toes into the glorious world of PC building, this video is your guide to navigating the Black Friday GPU madness. We'll cover everything you need to know to make an informed decision. We're going to be diving deep into the best and, let's be honest, the worst graphics cards to spend your hard-earned cash on this November. We'll highlight the top performers and the ones you should avoid. With new releases like the RTX 40 series making waves and older generations like the RX 6000 series still kicking, it's easy to get lost in the sea of specs and benchmarks. We'll help you navigate through the noise, but fear not, my friends, because we're here to break it all down for you. From the latest innovations to tried and true models, we've got you covered. We're talking expected price drops, performance comparisons, and maybe even a few surprises along the way. Stay tuned to find out which GPUs offer the best bang for your buck. Remember, a bad GPU purchase can haunt your gaming rig for years to come. So consider this your public service announcement to avoid those budget-busting, performance-crippling mistakes. We'll help you steer clear of the pitfalls. Now, before we jump into the nitty-gritty, hit that like button down below. Your support means the world to us and helps us keep bringing you the best content. It really helps the video reach more people and ensures everyone gets the best deals on their dream GPU this Black Friday. Share it with your friends so they don't miss out either. All right, enough chit-chat, let's get into it. Get ready to dive into the ultimate Black Friday GPU guide. First up, we're taking a look at the RTX 4070. Now this card needs no introduction. It's a beast when it comes to 1440p gaming, delivering buttery smooth frame rates and enough graphical fidelity to make your eyeballs water. We're talking Cyberpunk 2077 with ray tracing cranked up to the max, folks. Now you might be thinking, Linus, this is a Black Friday video, stop drooling over specs and get to the prices. And you'd be right. While the RTX 4070 is a relatively new release, we're expecting to see some tempting discounts, potentially pushing it closer to that sweet $500 mark. Of course, the actual price will vary depending on the retailer and the specific model, so keep your eyes peeled for those flash sales and limited time offers. But even a small discount on the RTX 4070 could make it a steal compared to some of the other GPUs in its performance class. So, who's the RTX 4070 for? If you're looking for a no-compromises 1440p gaming experience and don't want to break the bank too much, the RTX 4070 is definitely worth adding to your Black Friday watch list. All right, moving on to the red corner. We have AMD's contender in the high-end ring, the RX 7800 XT. This card is a powerhouse in its own right, trading blows with the RTX 4070 in terms of raw performance and even edging it out in some scenarios. We're talking 1440p gaming at max settings with all the bells and whistles turned on. And let's not forget about those sweet ray tracing capabilities. AMD has really stepped up their game on that front, and the RX 7800 XT delivers some seriously impressive visuals. But here's where things get interesting. Price. AMD has been known to be aggressive with their pricing, especially during Black Friday, and we're expecting the RX 7800 XT to see some significant discounts. Think potentially dropping below the $500 mark, putting it in direct competition with the RTX 4070. Now, that's a Black Friday showdown I want to see. All right, moving on to the RTX 4060 Ti 16GB. This card has been highly anticipated by gamers and tech enthusiasts alike. Now, this card had a bit of a rough launch, mainly due to its pricing. Many consumers felt it was a bit too steep for what it offered at the time, but Black Friday might just be its saving grace, especially if you can snag it with a decent discount. Retailers are known to slash prices significantly during this period. We're hoping to see it dip below that $400 mark, which would make it a much more tempting offer. A price drop could really change the game for this GPU. Remember, this is a 16GB card, which does give it some legs in terms of future-proofing, especially at 1080p and 1440p gaming. This extra VRAM can be a significant advantage for those looking to play the latest titles with high settings. So, if you're the kind of gamer who likes to crank up those texture settings and wants that extra VRAM buffer, keep an eye out for deals on this one. It could be the perfect addition to your gaming setup. However, the big question is, how will it stack up against the competition, particularly from AMD? The market is highly competitive right now. Their RX 7700 XT and 7800 XT are really strong contenders in this price bracket, offering fantastic performance. AMD has been stepping up their game significantly. So it'll be interesting to see how a discounted 4060 Ti 16GB trades blows. Benchmark tests and real-world performance will be key indicators. It's going to come down to those Black Friday prices, guys. The discounts could make or break the decision for many potential buyers. If Nvidia really wants to move these cards, they're going to have to get aggressive with the discounts. Competitive pricing will be crucial. We'll be watching closely to see how it all plays out. Stay tuned for more updates and reviews as we get closer to the big sales event. Next up, we have the RTX 4060 Ti 8GB. Now, I'm just going to come right out and say it. This card is a tough sell, even with Black Friday discounts. Why? Because that 8GB of VRAM is a serious bottleneck in today's gaming landscape. Modern games are getting more and more demanding, and 8GB just doesn't cut it for a smooth, high-fidelity experience at 1440p or higher resolutions. You're going to run into stuttering, texture pop-ins, and all sorts of issues that can really detract from your gaming experience. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but Linus, what about 1080p gaming? And sure, at 1080p, 8GB can still hold its own for now. But let's be realistic. This is a card that's supposed to last you for several years. Do you really want to be limited to 1080p in a couple of years when everyone else is enjoying the glorious pixel density of 1440p or even 4K? I don't think so. Now, let's talk about a card that I'm personally really excited about, the RX 7700 XT. This card is already a solid performer in its own right, offering excellent 1440p gaming prowess at a competitive price point. But with Black Friday just around the corner, things could get really interesting. AMD has been known to offer some pretty aggressive discounts during Black Friday. And if they can shave off a decent chunk from the 7700 XT's price tag, it could easily become the value king of this year's Black Friday GPU sales. We're talking potentially beating out even the RTX 4060 Ti 16GB in terms of price to performance. And remember, the 7700 XT packs 12GB of GDDR6 VRAM, which is plenty for handling even the most demanding games at 1440p resolution. So, if you're looking for a card that can handle the latest games without breaking the bank, the RX 7700 XT should be at the top of your Black Friday watch list. Alright, moving right along to number 6 on our list. We've got the Radeon RX 6800. This card has been a staple in the gaming community since its release. Now, you might be thinking, Linus, why are we talking about a almost 3-year-old card? Isn't it outdated by now? And you know what? It's a fair question. But let's dive a bit deeper into why this card still deserves your attention. The truth is, this card still holds up surprisingly well. It's not just about raw power. It's about the overall experience it delivers. We're talking about a card that, at launch, went toe-to-toe with NVIDIA's RTX 3070, and in many cases, it still competes admirably. It's got 16 gigs of GDDR6 memory, which even today is more than enough for most games, even at 1440p. This means smoother gameplay and better multitasking. This isn't some low-end card struggling to keep up, folks. It's a powerhouse that can handle most modern games with ease. Now, obviously, it's not going to be the absolute bleeding edge of performance, but it offers a fantastic balance of power and affordability. It doesn't have the fancy new upscaling tech that's all the rage these days. However, it still delivers impressive visuals and performance. But if you're looking for a card that can push solid frame rates at 1440p, maybe even dip your toes into some 4K gaming, the RX 6800 is still very much in the game. It's versatile and reliable. And that's especially true when you consider the price drops we're expecting to see this Black Friday. It's the perfect time to snag a deal. With new cards coming out all the time, retailers are going to be looking to clear out their older stock, and that means deals for you. It's a win-win situation, so keep your eyes peeled. You might just find the perfect upgrade for your gaming rig at a fraction of the cost. Hold on to your hats, everyone, because number 7 on our list is a bit of a blast from the past. That's right, we're talking about the Radeon RX 6800 XT. Now, you might be saying, Linus, didn't this card get discontinued? And you'd be right, it did. But guess what? It's back, baby. AMD, in their infinite wisdom, has decided to bring back the 6800 XT to, I guess, fight another day. And you know what? I'm not mad at it. This card was a beast in its time, trading blows with the RTX 3080. It's got 16 gigs of GDDR6 memory, a beefy cooler, the whole 9 yards. Now, I don't have all the details on this re-release. We don't know yet if it's just old stock they found in a warehouse somewhere, or if they're actually spinning up the production lines again. But honestly, at this point, who cares? It's back, and that's all that matters. Of course, the big question is going to be the price. AMD knows they can't just re-release this thing at its original MSRP and expect people to bite. So the big question is, how low will they go? Alright, moving on to number 8 on our list, and we're diving into the mid-range with the Radeon RX 7600 XT. Now this card is a bit of a weird one. It's not a bad card by any means, but it did kind of get lost in the shuffle when it launched. Remember, this is the card that AMD launched at $299, and then just a few weeks later, NVIDIA dropped the RTX 4060 Ti 16GB at the same price. Talk about awkward timing, right? It's like AMD walked right into that one. But hey, that's the GPU market for you. It's a fickle beast. But here's the thing, even though it got overshadowed, the 7600 XT is still a very capable card, especially for 1080p gaming. It's got 8 gigs of GDDR6 memory, which is plenty for that resolution, and it can push some pretty impressive frame rates. So, the question is, what can we expect from the 7600 XT this Black Friday? Well, I think we're going to see some aggressive discounts, and here's why. Alright, moving down the list, we've got the Radeon RX 6750 XT. Now, this card may be getting a little long in the tooth, but don't let that fool you. It's still a beast when it comes to 1440p gaming, especially if you're not chasing those crazy high refresh rates. We're talking smooth gameplay, beautiful visuals, and all the eye candy you could want. Black Friday is definitely the time to snag one of these bad boys if you're looking for a killer deal. I mean, come on, who doesn't love a good sale? With the new generation of GPUs hitting the market, retailers are going to be itching to clear out their inventory, and that means potential savings for you. Keep an eye out for those deep discounts, folks. We're talking potentially hundreds of dollars off the original price, which would make the 6750 XT an absolute steal. Alright, last but not least, we've got the Radeon RX 6600. Now this little guy is the definition of a budget king. It's designed for 1080p gaming, and let me tell you, it delivers. We're talking smooth frame rates, decent visuals, and all the essential features you need for a great gaming experience. Black Friday is the perfect time to snag one of these if you're building a budget gaming rig or looking to upgrade from an older card. We're expecting some pretty aggressive discounts on the RX 6600, potentially pushing it down into the sub-$150 territory. Now I know what you're thinking, sub $150 for a graphics card? What's the catch? Well, there's always a catch, right? But honestly, for the price, the RX 6600 is a steal. It might not have all the bells and whistles of its higher-end siblings, but it gets the job done. Well, there you have it, folks. Our rundown of the best and worst gaming GPU deals to expect this Black Friday 2024. Remember, do your research, compare prices, and don't be afraid to pull the trigger when you see a deal you like. These deals won't last forever, and don't forget to check out the description down below for links to all the GPUs mentioned in this video, along with some other great Black Friday deals we've found. You might just find your next upgrade at a killer price. Also, be sure to check out PC Building Simulator on Steam. It's a great way to plan your next gaming rig and see how all these GPUs would perform in your dream build. As always, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more tech reviews, news, and tips. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming Black Friday coverage. Thanks for watching, everyone, and good luck with your Black Friday shopping. May the best deals be ever in your favor.